on page 17 of the training material. We are going to add a discussion board. So let's navigate back to our folder menu. So follow the breadcrumbs. We're going to come down to the green file and click the word discussion. Add materials. Add discussion. And I'm going to title this discussion board Mandatory Vaccinations. In the editing space, I'm going to type the question, should children be required to have COVID, sorry, you saw a dyslexic moment there, vaccinations to attend public school? Question mark. You can set a due date if you want your students to submit this on a certain day. It's very important here that you enable grading if you want to count this as time in Jobs for TN. When you enable grading, you have to label a category. I'm going to create a new category and call it discussion. Actually, I said in the training to call it homework. Sorry. The fiscal year will default. You can change that if you need to. You can set a grading factor. I always just leave it as 1. You can upload a rubric if you want to create a rubric to tell students what you're looking for in a good post. You could even use this as an essay prompt where students have 2 different articles on the pros and cons of this. You could use their responses to generate the pros and cons of this and then write your essay from that. So you could do lots of things with a discussion board. Then create, and your discussion board appears. For students to respond, they just need to click on mandatory vaccinations, read the question, and then type their responses in a response box. So they could type, yes, I believe they should because, or no, I believe they should not because, however you want them to structure this. But this is a discussion board. Let me take you over just a second to your grade book. So we're over here on this side. Find grade book and click on that word. And you see that that mandatory vaccination prompt has appeared in the grade book. And as students start to respond their score, you will have to score the essay or the prompt, the response to the prompt. But that score will appear here in the grade book. And this grade book will be your documentation to put time in Jobs for TN. And I'm going to walk you through how to do that in a later segment. Go back to your breadcrumbs to go back to your main folder. Again, here's the mandatory vaccinations prompt. Students can type and then see others' responses. You will be able to type responses to their responses. You can edit your grades up here, view the statistics, view the grade info, and then here's the gear. If you want to edit your question, you would use that gear option to make changes. Okay, the next clip is going to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'll see you shortly.